from Passion Tea and Tea.
We are bringing you the tea, the real tea, and the passion tea.
We're with Joy Doing from Joy Doing Casting, who had Mamma Mia auditions today and dressed for the occasion, it looks like, which is awesome.
This is my Greek beach party look.
So I want to ask you a few things about casting.
Okay.
First off, how did you get into casting?
I was a performer. Should I look at you or should I look in the camera?
I mean,
should I address the people?
Yeah.
So I have a BFA from Shenandoah Conservatory, and I performed for a few years and realized that I loved rehearsal and I loved auditioning. But once I started performing, I started to get bored and find ways to amuse myself.
Right.
And I didn't need to be on stage. I didn't care about being on stage or performing, but I did care about the people that I was working with, and I was passionate about their success. And I used to make up fake cast lists and post them on the call board for fake shows.
Awesome.
I realized at an audition one day for the national tour of Thoroughly Modern Millie, which was cast by Rachel Hoffman, who is now at Delsey and Company. I just kind of was in the middle of my audition and I realized, what am I doing? There are so many people that are so much better at this than I am, and that are out there working their butts off, and I want to be a part of that. I want to do what she's doing over there on that side of the table and help other people be successful at this thing that I'm trying to do right now. And so I got an internship at Dave Clemens Casting, and from day one it was like a duck to water.
Right.
I was like, okay,
you found your calling.
This is it. This is right.
How do we submit for something? If we see a show that you're casting and we're absolutely perfect for it, what is the best way to submit? Email, headshot, resume?
The best way is always to get to that open call, but if you want to try and secure an appointment, the best way is to email headshot and resume to info@joydoingcasting.com with the title of the show in the subject line of your email. It's best if you are specific about what you're submitting for, so that you're submitting for a specific show and
not
a
just
role.
like a blanket, like cast me in something, please.
Right, because those kind of get ignored, basically. The T. And we look at all of those submissions that come in. So if you have Mamma Mia in the subject line and I'm casting Mamma Mia, I'm gonna read that submission and I'm gonna consider it.
Where's that? Oh. What about for actors that are out of town or still in college? If they have no way of getting to an audition in New York City, what is the best way? Can they send in a video? Do you take videos seriously?
We do. We watch a lot of videos. Yes, it's really essential to have some videos ready to go at a moment's notice. Everyone needs to have a website, first of all. By the time you hit your senior year in college, you really should have a website up with a couple of, it can be really super basic, 16 bars of an up-tempo and a ballad on your website with
but
a
video content.
Good quality video.
Not just sound.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You see so many sound clips, and I mean,
it's not all that helpful. Yeah,
right.
I'd rather see the person and see what they're going to bring into the room, see what they have to offer.
Right.
Fear is a big blocker for people in the audition room.
Right.
And when you come in and you're scared and you're nervous and you're not excited to be there, you're not happy to be there, that's very apparent. But on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, it's so refreshing to me when someone comes in and they're just so full of joy to be in the room.
Full of joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tea. In their own way. You know, not everyone is like bubbly Elwood's personality.
Right.
But joy is apparent no matter in what form it comes. So walking in the room and bringing that love of performing and wanting to be there, and being prepared and having material that shows me who you are and not who you think I want you to be.
Speaking about material, what are some staples that every actor should have in their book? Pop rock, Disney, ballad, etc. What do they need to have?
They need to have something that encapsulates what it is that they do. as an artist. So I don't need everyone to have every single genre of music monologues in their book. I need you to have material that represents what you do. You don't need to show me the vast spectrum of what it is possible for a human being to do. I want to know what you do best and see you do something that really represents who you are as a person, material that you are really connected to. If you are not a classically trained bass baritone, you do not have to have a classical bass baritone song in your book. If you're not a high beltress, you should not have a high belt song in your book.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of the schools, the training programs now are telling kids that they have to have, there's like this whole huge list of you have to check
You
off
need
all
like
these
3
boxes.
for each category.
Yeah, and I just think that's crazy because not everybody does everything. It's better to focus on what you do best and then grow it from there, expand it from there if you feel like you want to explore other areas. There is no excuse for not having a pop rock song. Even a classically trained soprano can rock out some Joni Mitchell, some
Nora
Judy
Jones,
Collins, some Nora Jones, some Regina Spektor.
Totally.
So there's no excuse for not having a pop rock song. You must have a pop rock song, and you must find something that is your style, the way that your voice sounds. There are so many artists out there, so many different styles. You can find something that works for your voice, the way that your voice sounds.
What about when you audition for, like, I know you cast a number of regional theaters, so when you audition for an entire season, what do you say? What's your best advice?
It's not your job to show me everything that you do. It's your job to show me who you are and let me do my job and figure out what to do with you.
What is your favorite musical?
My top 3 are Carousel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ Superstar. Okay, top 4. Once on This Island and Chorus Line.
Sweet.
Those are my top 4.
Cool.
And In the Heights, 5.
I love In the Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah. They shouldn't do it regionally everywhere, so I'm loving it. I mean, it's just such a good piece.
Yeah, and it's always good. I mean, like, I've seen high school productions of it that are brilliant.
Yeah, it's just written so well. He's my hero.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's everyone's hero at this point.
He's a good man.
Yeah. How do you feel about actors attending an EPA and an ECC for the same show?
I think that's a waste of time. It's the same thing. You come into one audition or the other, I'm going to do whatever I think is appropriate to do with you. I'm going to call you back for whatever I think you're right for in that season or that show or whatever. It doesn't matter if you came to an EPA or an ECC. The difference is one is 16 bars, one is a full song. And also, if you're non-equity or EMC, you usually have a better shot at getting seen at an ECC than an EPA. I've seen actors coming in and they already know everything about the show, everything about the way the show is cast. They know which track covers which role. They know exactly what type they're looking for. They know exactly what they want. And when you go in with that mindset, you can really put yourself in a difficult position because you've already typed yourself out of the show by coming in and making yourself so specific to what you think we want, when in reality, the truth is much more complicated than what you've heard from your friends and from people that, you know, behind the table and all of that. It's such a relentlessly complex puzzle, and for many shows, it's a constantly shifting, changing puzzle. So the tracks get shifted around, covers get shifted around. We think outside the box, we change things around. Just release all of that need to control the environment, the need to control the situation. Just release all of that and just trust. It's our job to think creatively and to make things work.
On that note, how important is it for you to see diversity in casting?
Listen, I can't do anything to solve the problem of lack of representation in this industry unless people of all diverse backgrounds, including race, ethnicity, gender, level of ability, unless people walk in the door, there's nothing I can do to make it better. I mean, I bring in as many people as I can to represent all different facets of humanity, because I think that the world on stage should look like the world off stage. call me crazy. I just think like
Yeah, art should represent life.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think the industry is definitely being pushed in that direction. So I do everything that I can to diversify my projects. The problem that I run into is that not enough people show up to help me do that. For example, I made a point of changing all of our casting notices for Annie to say any ethnicity for all the roles except for FDR because that's a historical figure.
Sure.
And 2 people of color showed up for the open call. 2. So that doesn't make it, and nobody with disabilities came into this open call. But so I would love to just see more options walking into the room.
Right.
But I also will say that I've seen some great strides and some great success, especially in the past couple of years, from transgender actors becoming more represented to actors with disabilities.
Yeah.
I've got a show running right now where the lead actor is legally blind.
That's great.
I had someone in Annie last year with a physical disability. This cast of Rent is really shifting perceptions.
It makes the work exciting too, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's way more interesting to watch.
Yeah. And it's really meaningful to me to hear from somebody who says, wow, I saw myself for the first time on a stage, and now for the first time I get that I can do that someday. That could be a career for me someday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Isn't it?
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. What are the most useful special skills? French? Tuba? What? Gymnastics?
Playing an instrument is one thing. Playing an instrument proficiently, that, to the point where you could play it in an orchestra pit, that is meaningful to me.
Yeah.
It's not so much essential that you have a lot of special skills, but that if you do have them, you keep them well honed. That if you play the violin, you're still regularly taking lessons as much as you're taking dance classes and scene study and voice lessons. You're still keeping that cello up to date. You're still, if you're a gymnast, you're still going to Chelsea Piers and practicing your tumbling passes so that you don't come in the room cold and suddenly be asked to do it and fall and break your neck.
Right. What if you're new in town or you haven't been seen by Joy Duty Casting in a long time? What is the best way to get in front of you?
Come to an audition, man.
Sweet.
Come to an audition, take a class.
And you post auditions on your website as well, don't you?
Yes, joydoingcasting.com.
Yeah.
All of our auditions go on our website.
Awesome. Is there anything, just finishing up, that you want to tell actors to do moving forward?
I want actors to know that this relationship between you and us is a partnership. It's a two-way street. We're not looking at you coming in the room and judging you. We are looking at you coming in the room and hoping that you are the answer to our problems. So remember that it's a two-way street. Remember that we're human beings, and remember that we are in this together, and that we are both artists and both scientists and both trying to create something amazing together. So bring your joy and your passion into the room, and trust me that I know what to do with that. Always happy to see someone who's happy to be in the room.
Yeah.
And that is the tea.
Thank you.
The passion tea.
Hi, thanks for watching. If you'd like, please subscribe to our page right here, so then that way you can see the videos as they come out on a weekly basis. And if you'd like to follow me, you can do so right here on Instagram. Thanks. Take care.